So, as you already know, we're doing my monthly wrap up. And I know it looks sparse. However, a lot of things are on my Kindle right now. Oh my goodness. I need to wake up. Let me get a little bevy. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know, I think I like it. So, this month I was super focused on finishing the Throne of Glass series. So I've mostly been reading through those, and they are so large. But before we get to those, a book that I did finish, I don't know, I DNF'd one. So last month I read Dance of Thieves. I liked it. It definitely has its potential. The atmosphere was there. I just think there could have been more. So this month, I finished Vow of Thieves. And I've heard so many people say that the first one is and this one is. So it starts out so intense and I loved it. The beginning was so good. It really grabbed me. I was like, okay, I see why this is a 5-star. And then it just really slipped back into the same monotonous routine of them like solving things. And you know how it's gonna end. I just decided to DNF it. That's something I want to get better about this year. I usually force myself through books. It puts me in a slump. I don't focus on other books because I'm so focused on finally finishing the one that I'm not having the best time with. So I DNF'd it. And I don't know if it was the wrong time either because I was simultaneously reading some of the Throne of Glass books. And granted, these are books later in the series where the world is established and you're finding out a lot of really interesting plot details. So I don't know if I was just comparing it to that too much or if it just like wasn't for me. But regardless, I DNF'd it and no regrets. If you guys are new, I do this in chronological order. So in the order that I finished them. So then, oh, I'm so happy. I finished Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms. This is the tandem read for the Throne of Glass series. This one technically comes first. This one comes after. I absolutely see why they say tandem read. Do it. I also have a spoiler-free reading vlog of me doing this whole entire thing. And genuinely, it was one of my favorite things to film. I thought it was so fun. So I really recommend it. I loved this book so much. 5 stars. Easy. This one, not as bad as I was expecting it to be. I was still really interested. I gave it a 4 stars. We got a lot of important world information. And I realized I am a Nezrin stan. I am so interested in her plotline now. Genuinely, if she survives by the end of this, which I would expect her to, but you never know. You never know. I would love to see a spin-off series with her and her guy. It just, the setting that they go to, it really just gives me Night Court, Bat Boys, ACOTAR type of feels. So I really like them together. Also, both of these books were, this one, 700 pages, and this one is also like 40 pages short of being 700 pages. So while I was reading it, it did feel like I got through it pretty fast for how slow I read and how busy I am, just because I was really interested in everything that was going on. But I did the whole tabbing, I did the switching, it was fun. Then, obviously, I picked up Kingdom of Ash. This is the last book in the series, supposedly. She said that this was the last book in the series, and then I think she did an interview sometime recently, and she said she wants to reopen it. Personally, I think she's gonna do that through Crescent City. I feel like everything's just gonna connect in there. I would love for her to write another one of these, or another ACOTAR, but I'm not super sure if that's how she's gonna do it. But this one is 20 pages short of being a 1,000-page book. I said, Kelsey, you got this. You're so interested in it, you're gonna finish it so fast. Yeah, so I'm 300 pages in. We're at the end of the month. It took me a good 50 pages to get back into it, even though I started it immediately after those two. I think I'm getting a little bit of fantasy hangover, if we're being honest. I'm still in the mood to read books, but I think just fantasy in general, I want to take a break from and then come back to. But after I pass that like 50-page chunk, I, of course, am really invested in this plot. I stayed up reading last night really late, and you guys know that is not a thing that I do. I like my sleep. So that means I really like this book. Also, can we appreciate the spines? Thank you. Another book that I started this month, Manacled by Sin-Lin Yu. This is on one of those book websites. This is a fan fiction. So this wasn't on my Kindle. I had to download it on that website and transfer it to my Kindle. Basically, okay, what is the website? The website is called AO3. It's basically, the way I am understanding it, like another version of Wattpad. So I know y'all have watched the TikToks about this book. I know it. I know you have, because I've seen them, and that's why I got it. I had one of my friends explain to me how to go onto their website and download it to your Kindle, which it's just like when you click download, just scroll to other apps and then click Kindle. Okay, so all the things, how people talk about very intense trigger warnings and everything, definitely keep those in mind. It says a very big disclaimer for all of them at the beginning of the book, which I really appreciate. I feel like more books should do that for obvious reasons. But if you do, and you continue. Now, I'm only 5% of the way in, 6% of the way in. I don't know how many pages this technically is. It seems like a very long book though. Also, the writing is really good. It's really good. So I'll keep you updated on that. I'm very intrigued. I guess I didn't do a very good job at explaining this. Basically, it's a Hermione Draco fanfiction in the instance that Harry lost the war. So like Voldemort won. That's the plot line that we're going with. The only thing weird about this is that maybe I did it wrong, I don't know. When I downloaded it, every time there's an apostrophe or quotation marks or anything, it just does these weird symbols instead. And I mean, I've learned to look over them. But if it downloads like this, I don't know how to fix it. One, if anyone knows how to fix it, let me know. Two, if that bothers you, this might not be the one. But see, like, down here, all of those weird things. But I just have learned to read over them, so it's really not bad. Yeah, it says I have 38 hours left in this book. So I'm just gonna assume that it's long. Another one I'm currently reading, actually not physical or on my Kindle, I'm reading the audiobook of Wicked Fox by KelsiemKo. So this one is about a girl that is half nine-tailed fox, half human. And she's 18, so she's like going to school and she meets a boy and it's very, she's the grumpy, he's the sunshine. But there's so much lore in this book for Nine-Tailed Fox and I didn't know it. So I was like, oh, that book sounds super interesting. Mel Reads has talked about it and I always love her book recommendations. So I was like, I just felt in the mood to pop an audiobook on and I was scrolling through and saw that one and was like, perfect. I think I'm a little more than halfway through right now and I really like it. I kind of wish I had it physically just so I could see the spelling of certain things, but I'm really enjoying just the story of it. I'm just reading it for fun. I'm not reading it for any specific video or anything. And it's just soothing to kind of sit there and do whatever I'm doing and have this on to listen to. It just, I don't know. And like there's intense things going on, but it's just very calming to me for some reason. So I'm really liking that one so far. So I know that this month was a little weird just because I had all these big books. So there's just as many books as I finished than books that I have started and not finished. So I just posted a spring summer TBR video, but I kind of want to go through what I want to read immediately from that list. As I said in that video, I've been so anxious recently, I don't know why. So I went and bought the 4th Spy Family book. These are just so cute. They're very comforting, they're very easy, they're very feel good. I haven't started it yet. Maybe I should do that today. So yeah, I bought this. These are always really good choices to just, you know, they calm me. Another manga that I have been made aware is not as cute as I thought it was gonna be, but a little bit more heartbreaky. Orange. I am obsessed with all of the covers to this, all of the editions, all the volumes, and I couldn't tell you why. I don't know if it's just the background, but I thought about it recently and I was like, spring. Obviously spring. I would like to read that immediately. So I'm waiting for all of my actual beachy reads to be more for late May and June on. So speaking of beachy reads, of course, Emily Henry is the queen of cute summertime books, but almost all of them either insinuate that it's in the summer on the beach in the title or on the cover or the lake, whatever, except for book lovers. So I'm thinking about starting with book lovers and like ramping myself up into the other ones as it starts to get warmer and I can actually like go to the pool to enjoy them. So I want to pick that up, but maybe later in the month, because I am going to Chicago in like a couple days. Oh, I need to pack. But the thing with that is, I had this vision, right? I had this whole vision that for some reason I thought I would be done with this. I thought I would be done with that. I'm not. And I thought, oh, I'll start reading Magnolia Parks on the way there. I'll read it in the car and like at cute little coffee shops. I had this whole vision, but I'm not done with this one. So I'm really tempted to just not bring this one because I am kind of giving myself fantasy hangover, burnout, whatever, and then revisiting when I come back. But then that runs the risk of not being into it when I get back. I don't know. I think it'll be okay, but we'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. So aside from Magnolia Parks, I also was like, you have to have a book on your Kindle too, because you're gonna be running around so much. You've got to have like a easily accessible book you can read at random times. So my friend recently recommended Where the Forest Meets the Stars. It's so funny because me and a group of girls that I'm friends with at work, we all found out that we're all Kindle girlies. We were all secretly Kindle girlies. And so now we just get together when we get off early from work and we sit and we read our Kindles and it's really cute. So shout out Jenna, Where the Forest Meets the Stars. I looked it up. It's on Kindle Unlimited. That's perfect. So I also do kind of want to read this when I'm gone. It says, a heartwarming, magical story that will remind readers of a modern-day snow child. What is snow child? Well, that wasn't very helpful, but I do feel like I would like it. I literally don't know anything about it. But again, I can just see the aesthetic of me reading this on my little trip. Another couple of books that I would like to read this time of year, but don't scream you have to be on the beach to read it, is Lessons in Chemistry, Tomorrow, and Carrie Soto is Back. I'm thinking about starting with Tomorrow, or I always say that, tomorrow. I digress. I'm thinking of starting with that one out of that list, going to Carrie Soto is Back, and then going to Lessons in Chemistry. And that's literally just because I think last year I saw Grace Beverly post on her Instagram story of her reading Lessons in Chemistry by the pool, and I was like, I'm gonna read Lessons in Chemistry by the pool. What a fun time. That's all. That's the only reason. Oh wow, I think that's it. So that's it for like my immediate TBR. I would love, and I think I say this every month, I would love to get through more books next month, but we will see. Because she's a busy girl. So with that, I will leave you. I will see you soon. As soon as I finish this, I will start editing my Throne of Glass entire series reading vlog. And also potentially a little Chicago overview. I want to go to some bookstores there. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this next month. I think it's gonna be, that's at least what I'm telling myself. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you later. Mwah.